My husband and I moved back here to be by family, and we weren't ready to have our own kids yet, but we wanted kids in the house. We really wanted to try to support the community, and so Summit County Children's Services came up, and that's where it all started.
They were brand new foster parents in April of 2024 and assigned to me. I went out and met them, and instantly we just clicked. They were so open and excited to be foster parents.
Our foster coordinator has been amazing throughout all of this. She was very aware of where we were in our parenting journey, having had no kids, never parented before.
They were definitely very nervous, not only taking in foster kids, but just parenting in general, as they had not done that before.
They had very little questions. They just did everything, filled in the gaps, filled in the holes, and jumped into action where they were needed. They really just modeled what every foster parent needs to do and should be doing for these kids.
Children's Services has made it as painless as possible. We were licensed for 2 kids, so we welcomed in a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old and knew that they had 2 younger siblings.
When I first met them, I talked about there being siblings. They were working on arranging sibling visits for the 4 to get together.
We found out that foster parent was disrupting and moving on from fostering, and it was just no questions, like no brainer, like of course we're gonna do this.
The other siblings needed a new placement, and the Fortner-Monegans were really quick to jump into action.
The Fortner-Monegans were right on. We'll take them too. We will take all 4 of them.
We had kind of talked to our coordinator, can we have 4 kids in our home? Like, what does that look like? What does getting licensed for 2 extra kids look like? Almost 2 months into having the first 2, we welcomed in their younger siblings. Seeing them reconnect with each other and like just be together, that's where it's really special. And now I get emotional about it because that's where you see that your decision has an impact because you see them come together.
They have not wasted any time getting family involved. They've been super communicative with the children's parents.
With the biological family, we made sure that the kids knew that we were listening whenever they wanted to talk about them. We asked about how they were doing and just really kind of played it by ear with how the kids wanted to talk about them. We are the cheerleaders for everything that's happening that Children's Services is trying to do.
They really have tried to encourage the family to be involved with them and to work their case plan for reunification. To me, it speaks volumes that they're new and they've been able to do all these things. I know sometimes foster parents who have a lot of experience talk about working with birth families, and I think some new people will think, well, that's, you've learned that over the years, but they were doing it after 1 month of being a foster parent. So I think that's really special.
We welcomed the 2 younger siblings in the summer, and on 4th of July, we found out that we were expecting our first child. So pretty much this whole time, we've had foster children and our own coming into the world. So we welcomed our baby February 21st. So now we have 5 kids. In less than a year, we went from none to 5.
They've included the foster kids and welcoming their own baby. Little chores like reading the baby a book is one of their chores on their chore chart now.
For us, it was all about being a team, being on the same page, and making sure that we both were part of all the steps. We've always had good communication, and it had to become great communication. Like, it wasn't just our family anymore that we were navigating our family and someone else's family.
Nominating the Fortner-Monegans for the Foster Family Achievement Award, I really wanted them to feel special and to know that their hard work and everything that they've done for these kids hasn't gone unnoticed.
To be recognized is always something you don't expect, but it hits you really hard. These professionals who work with lots of foster parents, and they see all sorts of things, and they see something in you that like you hadn't really thought about much. Like, you're just doing your job. We chose this, we signed up for this, we did the training for it. You don't become a foster parent to be recognized. So to have that and have that recognition, and really for us, having our coordinator and caseworker recognize us, I think felt the most special. We saw it if we became foster parents we would also become advocates for children's services and for fostering in general. So it wasn't just about supporting the kids we have, it's about sharing the message and making sure everyone understood what the need was, what it was like.
There's not enough foster homes. There's not enough in Summit County. So having foster homes like that can maintain sibling bonds, that are close to the agency to maintain visitation with relatives and parents is so important.
When people find out we're foster parents, the first thing a lot of people say is, "Oh, I could never do that." Something we tell the kids all the time is, "You can do hard things." And I'm like, we tell kids this all the time. We're trying to encourage them to challenge themselves and push themselves. And there's this huge demand, but not a lot of supply with foster parents. And so I would just encourage people to recognize they can do hard things. Supporting kids from hard places is not easy, but it is so special.
I wish I could multiply them 1,000,000 times and put 1,000,000 foster homes for all the kids that need it. If I were a kid that couldn't be in my own home, I'd want to be in the Fortner-Monegan's home.
If anyone is on the fence, like, you can do hard things and you can challenge yourself, but know that you're growing just as much as they are, and you're going to be impacted positively just as much as you hope that they will be too.